Hello. I'm playing school.
Okay, so do you ever watch a professional softball or baseball game and you watch that 65 to 100 mile per hour pitching and you're like, how in the world do they hit that? It looks so difficult. Well, you can watch this speech, and the purpose of it is to show you guys how to hit those upper level pitching. So we break it up into three main parts. First is our stance and how we load and start, then our lower body, then our upper body, and our finish. So first we'll start with our stance and launch. This is important because it sets you up for a good swing. So you want to stand about shoulder width apart, just comfortable. And one note is that when you take your load, it should be about the length of your bat. So test that out. Then you just bend your knees, get in a nice comfortable position, and your knocking knuckles should be lined up on your bat. You don't want to choke up because that can cause you to roll over. So just get all the way down below and get in a comfortable position. So now we're ready to start our coil. The coil is, here's another angle of it, it's just like kind of sitting back in your legs. So once again, our stance, and we coil and then step. And that's the first part. Now we move on to our lower body. So you may think you need the biggest thighs in the world to hit it the farthest, but that's not true. You just need good lower body mechanics. So we get back into our stance, we coil and step, and then just kind of fire our legs. We want to make sure our legs go before our hands to generate the most power as possible. So here is all of that again from another angle. Just load, coil. Okay. Now, the last part, which I think is the most important part of your swing, is your upper body and your finish. So one wrong move can completely set off your swing with your hands. So if you watch my hands, they're kind of, as I rotate them, they're staying in a box like this. You want to keep that box that entire swing. So once again, stance, coil, this, and right whenever, just milliseconds after you load your hip, you use your hands. So keep that box, and imagine you're looking down at a straight line and rotating the knob of your bat on the line the whole time. You don't want to get too far out or too far in. So here's a good angle to show that staying on that line, just like that. Also important to finish straight at the pitcher so that we can produce those line drives. Okay, now here's all that put together. So your stance, your coil, step, hips, hands, rotate. The very last thing that you need to do in your swing is finish your head on your back shoulder like this. Otherwise, you get too far out or too far back. The average human head weighs 16 pounds. So if you lean it one way or the other, it's really gonna throw you off. And here's that all again. One stance, coil, step, hips, rotate all the way, finish. Lastly, the most important thing is confidence. If you don't have confidence, none of this is gonna work. So that is how you swing a softball bat.